And I've explained that if you sign up for digital ID, it'll be the last really important decision you make, because your digital ID will be the only thing that your governments, institutions, and anybody authorized by those holding power will recognize you through. So you won't exist anymore. You'll be replaced by a QR code.
Hey, shalom, brother, shalom. Let me start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. And this man is completely right, but I'm going to start this lesson off by saying, we told you so through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And the reason why is because the prophets come to warn. They come to say something that's going to happen before it's happening, like what's going on right now. Right now, we're actually in the time of the famine of the word. It's not fully turned up to the brim to where there will be no more internet, or only a very select few of people will have access to the internet. But we're in that time, which is why brothers speak the way that we do, in code, and we conduct ourselves in a different manner as well, even when we're in the highways and byways. So we're already in the time of the famine of the word. We're in that time as well because a lot of videos that are very, very edifying have already been taken down. So you newer people that are coming in, you're actually missing a lot. You're getting a lot because, right, knowledge and wisdom has been increased because we are living in the last days. But you also missed a lot because a lot of things that we used to go into has already been taken down. Different breakdowns of different chapters. We used to go into chapter breakdowns all the time. Okay, so we told you so, and you people are going to be living in this new digital world where, like this man just said, this is going to be the last important decision you're going to make. That's why 6 years ago, I think it was 6 or 5 years ago, the C hip, if you're hip to what I'm saying, then you know what I'm talking about. The C hip that you people took, you took that mysterious concoction where you made your medical systems from around the world put something, prick you with something in your body, a foreign agent, okay? And that foreign agent that you put in your body has completely disrupted your whole operating system as a human. If you know what I'm saying, because I can't even say too much, because then that's going to go into what they deem as medical disinformation. So that's what I'm saying. You people have missed a lot. So the new thing that they have on the horizon is going to be what? Now, this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, and it reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." And that's literally talking about a physical mark. Okay, that physical mark is going to be the RFID technology that's coming in to replace cash. It's going to replace debit. It's going to replace credit cards. Anything physical that you've ever used to do business with will be replaced, right? You will be you yourself, you're going to be the conduit for payment. If you don't have the mark, then you won't be able to do business. Okay? Verse 17, "And that no man or woman or child, right, might buy or sell save he that had the mark." Hey, just like when when you give birth, when a woman gives birth, that child cannot leave the hospital unless certain things are done. And if you know, you know. I can't even say that. Okay? Can't even say that in this video. That's how you know we're in the time of the famine of the word. The famine of the word has already started. You people are not getting fed the way you should be getting fed. Okay? But guess what? We're in the time of the end. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay? Let's go back to the video because he's going to get into it. Okay? This is that mark that everybody's talking about.
And I've explained that if you sign up for digital ID, it'll be the last really important decision you make.
And that's true as well, because this whole digital system is going to also lead into the end, going into the third woe, the third world war. A third world war will be sparked, right? And it will be those people that are over there who are in our land right now, in the Holy Land right now, that are going to spark that third woe. And that third woe is going to be that final judgment upon the world and upon Babylon, which is America, and upon the Edomites and the wicked. Who are the wicked? The Edomites, they are the wicked. And once they are taken out of power by the Savior, who you people ignorantly call Jesus, his name is Yahushua. I don't even know why I said that name just now. I hate saying that name. But the J guy, once Yahushua comes back and delivers the elect and the 144,000, that will be the end of the power and reign of the wicked.
Your digital ID will be the only thing that your governments, institutions, and anybody authorized by those holding power will recognize you through.
And guess what? And the majority of you people are going to take it. I don't care what nobody says. The majority of you people have always given up your civil liberties for comfort. They've been testing you people for years. You give up your civil liberty for comfort and for safety, because we live in a matriarchy, right? We live in a metropolis, right? We live in a city that's governed under the vibration of the Mother Goddess, right? Mother Goddess worship is happening throughout this whole world, right? Through liberalism, okay? Through democracy, where you people give equal rights and powers to people that should never be in power, or people that should not even have any rights. The rights and powers that lesser people, and when I say lesser, I don't mean in quality, because a woman's quality is undeniable. A child's quality is undeniable. An old person's quality is undeniable. Every one of them have their place, okay? But a child is not supposed to rule. Children are not supposed to have power over the man. Women are not supposed to have power over the men. Okay? Now, older people, that's a great society. Older people are supposed to be exalted, and they're supposed to be exalted for their wisdom. But in our society right now, these older people are old fools, right? They're not following the order, the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. The older generation have actually destroyed us through their wickedness and through their disorder and disloyalty to the Most High, okay, and to His Word.
So you won't exist anymore. You'll be replaced by a QR code.
You people already don't exist. You're just being used, right? You people are already just a number. To the people who are in power, you mean nothing. They view you as goyim. They view you as useless eaters, right? That's why they don't even give you real food. You people think that's real food that you're eating? You people think that's real water you're drinking? You people think that's real money you're spending? The elites already treat the world as if they are nothing. Nothing. Okay? You think that's real air you're breathing? With all the things that are being sprayed? Come on, man. Yeah. When you people actually wake up to the truth and the deep secrets of the world and of the wicked, man, you people will rebel, right? But it's going to be too late because you're in such a delusion or you're in such a stupor that you actually can't face reality. The elect, right? And the 1/3 and the ones that are being chosen to preach this word, we have to wake up to reality. You people didn't have to. The majority of you people are going to wake up to reality when destruction is already here, all right? Reality is a hard pill to swallow. Most people can't swallow it. That's why that scene in the Matrix was such a pivotal scene, because that man chose to sell out to live a delusional life. Now this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 8. And it reads, all these are the beginning of sorrow, right? Like I said, we're only in the beginning of the sorrow. The sorrow really and truly hasn't even began. So for everybody that's already complaining, the only thing you're supposed to be really doing right now is supposed to be holding on to what? Right? Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because the scripture says, knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Everybody's trying to hold on to something, right? Whether that's drugs, right? Women, delusion, TV, the internet, right? Whatever it is that you hold on to, that everything that you hold dear to you will be taken away. Okay? Verse 9 says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake, right? Why? Because of truth, right? We are the ones that are waking people out of the sleep, right? We are pulling you out of the dream, right? Just like that movie Matrix. That movie Matrix is such a really good movie as a reference point, right? Most people don't have the proper understanding of what the movie is. Neo was a bad guy. Neo wasn't a good guy. Neo, Morpheus, they all represented disorder. Okay? That's why they wanted to go back to that land or that place. I can't remember the name of the place. And when they did go back to that place, what happened at that place? Drunken orgy. A drunken orgy happened that night at wherever they were trying to get back to. I think that's in the second one, right? When they finally got to their place. That's all they wanted to do, right? The Smiths, or whatever the guy's name is, the quote unquote bad guys, they wanted order, right? That's all they wanted. They wanted order, right? That's why when they came, they're like, oh, this place is filthy. And it's true. What Morpheus, Neo, what they wanted or what they represented was filthiness, lewdness, okay? They represented chaos and disorder. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And that's what's the most important, for the name of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, because that name represents what? Order. That name represents what? Judgment. Okay? That's what it represents. That name represents power. Power. That's where our true power lies. And one thing this world doesn't want us to do is to wake up to who you truly are, because that's your power. Your power is not in anything else that you have put your mind to. Okay? Verse 10 says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And we're living in the time where even your own people, right, are going to turn their backs on you, right? Oh, look, Massa, he doesn't have the mark. oh, he's doing this, he's doing that.
An address to some resources. And that makes it particularly dangerous because those resources can be edited, and one of those fields, for sure, will be your vaccination status. And I'm absolutely sure, because I've seen it written down in multiple documents, that your digital ID will only remain valid if you comply with the conditions of validity.
Simple and plain. That's all that this is going to come down to. Compliance. Now this is from Edom online. No, I'm sorry. This is from Google AI Overview. It's because I always go to Edom. But this is the word compliance. And it reads, the word compliance comes from the verb comply, which entered English in the 14th century from Old French, complier, to fulfill. Whoo! Right? To fulfill. Fulfill what? To fulfill this whole Luciferian agenda. Right? This great work. Right? When you go into the occult or the left-hand side knowledge, this thing of theirs is called the great work. Right? That's why that capstone is floating above the pyramid. When this great work is fulfilled, it will be completed, and it will only be completed with the mark of the beast. Okay, that mark of the beast system has to be implemented for that great work to be completed. Everyone in the world needs to be bagged and tagged with the number 666, which is just a QR code. That's really and truly all that it is, because you people are just a product. Right? You're all debt slaves. And because you are all debt slaves, you are not sovereigns. Right? A sovereign spends gold or barters, or right? A sovereign has resources. Right? A sovereign has land. A sovereign has women, power, right? We don't have none of that. So we are truly not sovereigns. The scripture says that we shall go to our enemies for want of all things. And that's exactly what's happening now, right? We are yet this day servants, debt slaves, okay? Like it says in Baruch. So the word says to fulfill, and ultimately from Latin, compliere, meaning to fill up or to complete. Right? That's the completion of what? Of their enterprise. All right? When you go into this great work, that's their enterprise. And they need to complete it with that digital system.
So one of them will be, have you had your latest recommended or mandated jabs? And because of the fact that I'm qualified in toxicology and worked for decades with others in what's called rational drug design, when I look at these jabs, the constituents, I am certain, formally certain, that they were designed to hurt you. And so, the digital ID will lose validity unless you roll your sleeve up. You must.
And that's why it linked up with what happened 5 years ago, right? During the CHIP. It links up perfectly because it was a testing ground to see how they're going to mandate it to the whole world. But it's gonna be more wicked than 5 years ago, because none of us in the West have ever been through a financial collapse, right? These different places, Zimbabwe, where was that? Puerto Rico? No. Damn, where was that in South America? Right? Some places in the world, Germany, the Weimar Republic, right? There's places in the world where they have hyperinflation, or they have, their finances are so out of order that that they understand the hardships of of not having, right, that complete collapse. We're gonna have bank runs, right? It's just gonna be complete chaos. I can't even paint the picture as to what it's gonna be because it's ultimately up to Yahweh, right? And how it's gonna play out, it's just gonna be wicked because you have to understand the majority of the world depends on ATMs. The majority of the world depends on their banking cards, right? The majority of the world don't grow food. The majority of the world can't hunt, can't fish, okay? And plus the majority of those things that I'm naming are illegal. They're illegal. So it's not like back in the day where we could just say, hey, we're gonna live off of the land. We can't live off of the land because the land is regulated under this beast system. This beast system tells you you can't fish unless you have a license. You can't hunt unless you have a permit. You can't own a gun unless you have a license. Man, people don't understand how we are already slaves to this beast system. And it's only going to get worse and worse and worse, man. Right? So, like I said, we told you so, right? Through the power, spirit of the Rakakodash by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And you people were warned. Straight up, you were warned. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors unto the elders and elder apostles of GMS that rule well and that teach well, right? And to the brothers that are on the four corners of the earth doing this work in truth and in sincerity. Until next time, Kwame Asherallah and Abad Babal to this wicked, sinful kingdom.